Hello. Today we are going to start with a new topic of sociology. That is, law is a tool of social engineering. This theory was in this today we are going to discuss about the Jeremy Bentham theory of pleasure and pain. Let's discuss about the Jeremy Bentham theory and something about the Jeremy Bentham. Jeremy Bentham, an English philosopher born in 1748 in London, lawyer by profession but never practiced law, influenced a lot by the wave of change brought by the Enlightenment and Industrial Revolution. So he was an English philosopher and he was born in 1748 in London. By profession, he was a lawyer, but he never practiced law because he was having attraction towards the philosophy of law. Today, we call it by the name of jurisprudence. And to which time period the Bentham belong means the Europe means Britain time period. That was the time period of the Enlightenment and Industrial Revolution was going on. At this time, many changes were coming in the Britain society, like social changes, economic changes, political changes, cultural changes. Bentham was influenced by these changes and he desired that in this time of change he want to contribute something for his from his side. So Bentham thought that through his philosophy he can bring legal and political reform in Britain. So he desire so he so he tried to base his politics and ethics on the scientific principle, wrote extensively but never organized his work. The fragment of government and introduction of the principle of morals and legislation, these are the two pillars of his philosophy. So, as I said, that Bentham was very much influenced by the changes which were coming in the society of the Britain, and he also desired, he want to contribute something from his side. So Bentham thought that his philosophy can bring a legal and a political reform in the Britain society. So he diverted his philosophy towards this only. Bentham believed that the politics and ethics should be provided a scientific base. We should study politics and ethics on the principle of science. And he believed that this is possible and he tried to find out the principle in his studies. Bentham write extensively, many essays he has written, manuscripts, articles he has written, but he never he never write in an organized way like the Hobbes and Locke and Rousseau. We find the books of the Rousseau and the Locke's and the Hobbes, but Bentham wrote extensively but never organized his work. So Bentham documents, manuscript essays were collected and compiled in two books: "The Fragments of Government," Introduction to the and Introduction to the Second book was the Introduction to the Principles of Moral and Legislation, and these are the base of his political and ethical philosophy. He was the founder of he was the founder of a school of thought called the utilitarianism, gave the famous principle of greatest happiness and greatest number. So Bentham was the founder of a school of thought that is utilitarianism, and in utilitarianism, he has given a principle, greatest happiness of greatest number. This principle is widely used today also. Now we will understand his principle. Before understanding Bentham principle, we have to understand the basic assumptions of the Bentham principle. Bentham, in his book Introduction to the Principle of the Moral and Legislation, in the starting few pages of the book, he has written, "Nature has placed mankind under the governance of two sovereign masters, pain and pleasure. And these two sovereign masters decide for us what we ought to do, or what we shall do." So Bentham said that we are governed, the human beings are governed by the two sovereign master, that is pleasure and pain, and whatever activities we do because of this only. These guide us, and if we get pleasure we love to do that thing, if we get pain we try to avoid pain. His complete philosophy is based on it, pleasure and pain. Bentham said that human being is a pleasure seeking animal and pain avoiding animal. Mean whatever we do, whatever our activities are, in that ultimate our objective is to experience pleasure, happiness, and avoid the pain. It is quite practical if we observe our activities. or people, activities, we reach to the conclusion that our activities ultimate aim to explain pleasure and avoid pain. We do only those work where we get happiness and avoid to do those work where we get pain. So now let's understand the meaning of utility. If you want to understand the Bentham principle of pleasure and pain, it is very necessary for us to understand the meaning of utility. He used the word utility. Utility is meant that it is a property of an action with which we get benefit, advantage, pleasure, happiness, goodness. So this is the quality of, we can say this is the quality of the object to provide us happiness. Utility is the ability, we can say, of an activity through which we experience pleasure, yeah, happiness. If some activity gives us pleasure, so that activity is right. And if the activity causes pain, that activity is wrong. So utilitarianism is a velocity which tell us to do only those things which promote happiness. So if we are getting utility in anything, we are just motivated. We just love to do those things because these things give us pleasure, happiness, goodness. Utilitarianism philosopher says that only what is useful is good, and that usefulness should be rationally determined. Utilitarianism is a family of normative ethical theories that promote action that maximize happiness and well-being of all affected individuals, although different varieties of utilitarianism admit different characterizations. The basic idea behind all of them is to, in some sense, maximize utility, which is often defined in the term of well-being or related concept. For instance, Jeremy Bentham, the founder of utilitarianism, described utility as the property in any object whereby it tends to produce benefit, advantage, pleasure, good, or happiness, or to prevent the happiness of mischief pain, evil, or happiness to party whose interest is considered. So something is moral or good when it is produced the greatest amount of good for the greatest number of people. It is the theory of normative ethics that their specific action is good, bad, or moral or immoral. Action which make people happy are put in the category of good, and good is defined as excitement. And actions which give us pain are put in the category of immoral. So that's why he said that utilitarianism is a family of the normative ethical theories. Motto of utilitarianism is to achieve greatest happiness of greatest people. Only what is useful is good, and that usefulness should be rationally determined, and which aims to achieving greatest happiness of greatest people is known as utilitarianism. Jeremy Bentham is the founding father. Jeremy Bentham is the founding father of utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is the most practical philosophy. So now we know this thing that, as Bentham said, that the human beings are pleasure-seeking animal and pain-avoiding animal, and we ultimately, if we observe our activities, we find that we do all the activities to get the pain, pleasure, happiness, and goodness. And if we are getting unhappiness over there or uh, pain over there, we avoid those things. This is called the Bentham pleasure and pain theory. This theory is descriptive and normative. It means it explains if people behave, why they behave like that. Descriptive aspect is also called the psychological hedonism, means whatever people they do for happiness and to avoid pain. Normative or prescriptive aspect, it means that what we ought to do, so it tells us what we should do, that we should do that work through which we get happiness and pain avoided. This second aspect is called the ethical hedonism. Ethical means what we have to do and what we don't. So what we have to do and what we do out and what we shall, that we will determine, that we will decide on pleasure and pain. So to judge uh, so to judge what is right and what is wrong is ultimately is done by the utilitarianism or the utility of that thing. And utilitarianism motive is to achieve greatest happiness and of the greatest people. Jeremy Bentham is the founder of the utilitarianism, and utilitarianism is the practical philosophy. Bentham state that human beings are pleasure-seeking and pain-avoiding animal, and we do those things which give us pleasure and avoid those things which give us pain. Bentham said that the utility is quantitative in nature. He said that utility can be arithmetically measured. So Bentham believe in this thing that it is quantifiable, that utility can be measured. It can be, we can explain, we can express the utility getting by the person, or happiness getting by the person after doing that any activity. We can give a numerical value. So the features of the, it's better to understand, if you want to understand the utilitarianism theory in a better way, let's understand the feature of the utilitarianism theory. That first is the comprehensive and the deterministic. This principle cover all our aspects. Whatever we do, we can explain it through it. Pleasure, seek and avoid pain. That human being love to do all those work which we, where we get happiness, and we try to do avoid those things where we get pain, and where we get pain. The one of the example, like the all the activities are governed by this. One of the best example is that if you are if you are going to a place somewhere, if you are going to your home and you saw a house on a fire, so immediately you will rush to save the life of the people, but that will cause pain. If this is the case, the principle of you will do the work with the utility only. Also here only your action is going to be guided by the utility. You will get there and try to save the life of the people, but in the starting you will be getting pain. Here also your action is guided by the utility, as per Bentham says. It seems as it is not so, but actually it is. Bentham says that when you save the life of someone, you feel happiness, and this happiness is very much is in comparison to the pain you bear when you enter in the house. So we can say that comprehensiveness or deterministic feature is there in the utilitarianism. The next is the consequentialist. Means whatever we do, we can say, we cannot say that that work is right or that work is wrong. For saying that work is right or that work is wrong, we have to see the result. Example, telling a lie is an activity. So but telling a lie, we have to see that the result, that we have to see the result, that if it causes happiness to a person, so according to the utilitarian it is right, and if it is causes pain to the person, though according to the utilitarian theory it is wrong. Then he talk about the third feature, that is a quantifiable. As I said that Bentham said that the utility is quantified in nature. That means the utility, the pleasure, the goodness, the happiness when a person is getting after doing that any activity, that can be measured in the numerical value, that can be measured. um, that can be measured, and automatically we can give a value. Bentham said that let's understand the concept of the utilitarianism. Bentham said that everyone want to deserve to derive pleasure and no one want to be a pain. This, we all know this thing. The principle of utility state that action and behavior is right so far as they promote happiness, wrong as they tend to produce unhappiness or pain. He developed hedonistic calculus in order to measure the utility of pain and pleasure. He said, as he said that this can, we can calculate it, we can calculate it. So he provide us a measuring scale, and through which we can measure the activity, whether that activity, how much pleasure or pain that activity is causing to a person. The highest principle of morality is to maximize happiness, the overall balance of pleasure over pain. In considering whether an action is good, we must consider how much happiness it would produce along 7 dimensions. So he has given a philosophic calculus scale through which we can measure. Intensity, measuring utility, the Fallswick calculus or hedonistic calculus through which we can measure when we are doing an activity. Intensity, consider the intensity of the pleasure. Duration, considered how long the pleasure is going to last. Certainty, considered how certain are that it will occur. Propensity, propensity, considered how soon it will occur. Frequentity, consider whether it leads to the additional pleasure. Purity, considered whether it is mixed with any pain. Extent, considered how many people it affect. So this principle of utilitarianism is greatest happiness principle. He states that the actions and behavior are right so far as they promote and produce greatest amount of happiness and pleasure, and they are wrong if they promote unhappiness or pain. Which means if any action is promoting happiness, it is right action. Maximization of pleasure is the only moral goal of human being. He said that individual happiness is equal to collective happiness. Austin. If you talk about the Austin was the father of analytical school owns from the Bentham. The main thought is in the analytical school of jurisprudence is legal positivism, means the law make our sovereign and codified language which stipulates desire behavior from the subject is law when the codified language promulgated on the violation of the sovereign. Sovereign passes law he wishes, law is applicable on his subject, and law is able to draw the desired behavior outcome. So sovereign it means a state or government is free to make laws, and the people are bound to follow these laws. And these laws work is to to get the desired behavior, what they want. And utilitarian law frees person from restraint on freedom. Free individual promote welfare, thus laissez-faire. So he talk about the laissez-faire, that government interfere should be lesser and individual freedom should be given. Man seek pleasure and shun pain. Legislature must study this to write laws. So he said that he talk about that the laws should be like that. That laws should be bringing happiness, maximum happiness to the people. So laws should be like that. So when we are going to we should remember this thing. The lawmakers should remember this thing, that man is governed by two things, pleasure and pain, and he loves to do that work again and again, where he get pleasure, and wherever he get pain, he try to avoid those things. So law should bring greatest happiness to maximum people. So law should be like that, to bring the greatest happiness to maximum people. Utility is the tendency of a thing to prevent evil and procure good. According to Bentham, function of law should be the promotion of greatest happiness of greatest number. The task of law is to bring about maximum happiness to maximum people. So we have seen that Bentham explains the principle of the utility and made utility a value in law. He stressed the value of legislation also. And according to Bentham, man is governed by pleasure and pain. Bentham also find that function of law should be promotion of the greatest happiness of greatest number. This was only one application of the principle of utility, which approves or disapproves of action accordingly as it increases or diminishes happiness. Bentham borrowed this principle of utility from Holmes. That Bentham said that the task of the law should be bring about maximum happiness to each individual, for the happiness of each will result in happiness of all. And there is a problem of reconciling the interest of individual with those of community, but it is amount at almost a contradiction to try harness a selfish pursuit of pleasure and avoidance of pain to the unselfish service of the common welfare. One way of avoiding the contradiction would be to suppose that individual pleasure pain motivations by a large would not run counter to those of the community. He thus embraced dual standard, that of community interest in the public and political sphere of self-interest in the private matter. Bentham regard the source of pleasure and pain as sanctions. The sanction is desired from Latin word which means action or binding. He insisted on lawmaking to achieve social end, and conscience of the people has to be trained so that they learn to find pleasure in what they are not antisocial. Uh, To this end, laws should be made which would make antisocial behavior unprofitable, that is the source of pain to the doers rather than pleasure. On this base, he proceeds to consider punishment, and his views are still absorbing interest. He also preached that the law should judge with their consequences. So he said that the pleasure and pain, he's based his theory on pleasure and pain. Let's see the criticisms also. The criticism, it is not easy to see how a subjective criteria such criterion such a pleasure and pain can be translated into an objective one. Pleasure cannot an emotional attitude of approval of pain of disapproval. To judge an action according to the pleasure and pain criteria is to judge it subjectively. Second, the consequences of pleasure or pain of an action may well be indefinite in time. It may give rise to immediate pain with a promise of pleasure, vice versa. It is not easy to see how happiness of the majority increases the happiness of society as a whole. He seems to have assumed that the law could be made to operate as on single principle of utility. So, this is all about the utilitarian theory of Bentham. According to Bentham, function of the law should be promotion of the greatest happiness, as we have seen and discussed the theory. We found that Bentham said that the law should be the motive of the law should be to the promotion of the greatest happiness of greatest number. The task of law to bring about maximum happiness to maximum people. Thank you.